another afternoon of a little bit of coloring, just some chat. So let's get started, and I'll just tell you what's going on in front of me at the moment. Now this is the coloring book Colorful Time by Gugeli, and I have a little group on IG called Gugeli Coloring Page Pals. And in there, we kind of show off some of our pages, but we did have, excuse me, we did have, that's someone interrupting myself. That's me interrupting me. Actually, so we have a page called Gugeli Coloring Page Pals. And we've been posting pictures on there. And I had asked last week which one wanted to start next. And this is the one that was picked. So I'm going to start painting on this a little bit. And welcome everybody in. So if you've never been here before, my name is Jane. I live in Canada, and I love to paint and color and craft and do all sorts of things. As a matter of fact, I got something else that I'm going to show you what I've been up to. So there's my friend Joanne. Hi Joanne, how are you today? Hope you're having a good day and feeling well. I'm just going to have a little sip of my lemonade here. I have, well, it's sparkling lemonade I've got in my little keep it cold cup. Oh, and Chris is here. Hi Chris, how are you? I hope you're staying safe. After all the rains, I've got some big sky pictures I'm going to be posting soon. We had, what was it, Friday? I think it was Friday, and later on, Joanne, after I'd seen you, did you get a whole bunch of tornado warnings? Like, I think I got 3, if not 4 tornado warnings that afternoon, and I was watching the skies, and up north it was awful. The skies looked terrible. We didn't get anything happening in and around me. We were all safe. And I'm pretty sure Joanne would be, because she's south and east of me, very close. So I didn't see any horrible clouds over her place. Well, take care, Chris. You know, relax and you know, do what you need to do. If you need to get up and walk and leave, go ahead. If you need to go lie down, go lie down. You know, we need to look after ourselves. We've only got one time around here, and we want to make the most of what we've got. And I hope you guys agree with that. So I wanted to show, oh, here we go. I wanted to show you what I do sometimes with my super tips. And these are the Crayola Colors of the World. They're very similar to the super tips. They're just the stubbier kind of one. And I'm going to move this white paper a little closer to here so that I can see some of the colors. And then I'm going to put it on this board and pick it up with a paintbrush. So this one's really pinky. And that one's really browny. That's the same one I had. This one. And that one's just a light pink. So I think if I mix those together and water them down, we could get some nice skin tones. So I'm just going to stick this little hard plastic measuring thing, which is handy for a lot of stuff, including putting watercolors on. And you can kind of see through what's going on. So this is the dark one. I'm just going to see if I can put a little ink on there, rub it down. And then this is the brownie one. And once it's down here, the ink, I can add water to it. If it dries, it doesn't really matter because I can just use the water to lift it off again. Yes, the sky was extremely scary, and I do have some great pictures of it from my backyard and my front porch, which I plan on posting. So there, I've got some of that down. Now I'm just going to take my little tiny, get back there, a little tiny brush. Get it out already. This one will do. Actually. Okay, well, I hope you're sitting down now and listening to what your back is telling you, Chris. Don't overdo it. And I think that's the secret to everything, is just don't overdo it. And you should be fine. So I'm adding a little bit of water in here. And you can kind of see it faintly, I guess. And I'm just going to move my paint box over for a second. And I'm just going to put a little bit of a base color down on her. And water it down quite a bit. I think that this is the same girl that's on this other page, this kitty page. I think that's the same girl here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint her much in the same colors, like with the same color bows, etc. But just expanding on the lace and that type of thing. I want that to be a little, but it'll all get fixed with pencils and or other more paint and more watercolor. And that works quite good. Where are we? Well, hey there, Carrie. Thank you very much for stopping by. I saw you on, but I was busy trying to get my gardening and my laundry done. So, but I'm going to go back and watch you. So, thank you so much for coming by and for liking and sharing. Great. And Firehorse, hi Firehorse. Nice to see you. Let me see who else is here. I think I've got everybody. Ah, okay. Did you see that, Carrie? Did you see how I actually put the Crayola on this hard plastic, and I'm actually picking it up with paint, with my paintbrush? I saw you were doing some a card making competition with yourself. Okay. Well, I have something that I saw in a little craft group. I think it was just a little short that someone had done about using stamps. So I want to show you guys a little experiment I got going on. So you see, Carrie, I'm just picking up using my paintbrush, the little water. I've put the colors of the Crayola here, but you can see those are quite intense. They're not going to be as intense when I mix them with water. I'm just kind of trying to get a little bit of the skin tone in here for her. And I've decided that she is the same girl, she's a kitty girl. I can see her ears and she's got the same bows, so she's going to look somewhat similar. I think I can just see the rest of her dress now with all of the lace and the pink flowers. So I'm going to try and color her very similar. Yes, this is a great way to use your Crayolas, and again, you don't need to worry. I'm sure you got something like this. This is just I use it because it's see-through, and I can use it for leaning my arm on it, or using it like this, like a palette. Now with these soft Crayolas, using it as a palette isn't a big deal. They wipe off quite easily. I'll probably use most of them. Just trying to see where her arm is here behind the cage. There it is. Her hand's up there. But just putting a little bit of a base color in there. Yeah, I think so. If not the same, because she's got the doggy too with her from the guy, so I think they know each other. Okay, I think I've got all of her arm. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this up into her hair. And more around her eye. There we go. Just soften that a little bit there. I don't know if you guys can see that what I'm looking at. It's so tiny. Well, hey Ambient. Hi there. Yeah, I think Dogman's the boyfriend too. Yep. Oh, that's great, Ambient. You know, I pop around from scrapbooking to coloring, all sorts of different things. Just, you know, kind of keep my hand in all of it. So I'm just going to mix all this together now. I'm running short, but I've just got, I think, her knees left to do. And then I'll put some paint down, some actual watercolor paint down on the rest of her. But I just didn't have this kind of a color already there, and you know, why mix something when I can do this? So there you go. Almost all that is gone too. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all of her skin. So there we go. I can see where her skin is now, kind of getting an idea where everything is. Like I said, I envision her much the same. I envision the dog much the same. I'm thinking of those beautiful blue butterflies. This is the Gugeli Ambient, the Colorful Time. And View has mentioned how you can find it on Amazon. Don't be afraid of probably the Chinese text, but it appears she was able to get it, and it's exactly the same. Beautiful paper to play with. So there we go. I've used up majority of that. I'm just going to give this a little wipe off. See, all gone. Clean that up. Trying to make myself a little neater these days and move that out of the way. And move that right there. And that I don't need, I don't think. We'll just keep it there just in case. Keep that there. There we go. So now that Joanne's here, and I got a whole bunch of people here, I just wanted to show you guys something that I got this weekend from Joanne. Such a lovely lady. I feel blessed 10 times over to have met this wonderful lady. She is so generous, but first of all, she's also so talented. Look at this cute little sunflower ATC that she gave me with his sunglasses. You can see she's added like the clear to the glass lens and the sparkles around his glasses, and she's used one of her jelly prints for the background, and I think it's great. I love the colors in it. So thank you so much, Joanne. It's just on a little card, and she's got a stamp for it and everything. So I'm putting that in my collection. But hey, Husky, how are you? But not only that, Joanne is a generous person to a fault. She has a fantastic collection of coloring books. I've seen them. It's huge. And she told me that she is now kind of trying to get some of them, well, just to remove some of them. She realizes she's not going to be able to color in all of them. And she was, like I say, I've been blessed 10 times over, but she gifted me a whole bunch of books that I want to share with you guys and show you. they're gorgeous, and we'll have to do some playing in them. So, Joanne, before we get started, I just want to say again, you are more than generous, and I love you. Anything, anything you need, I can help you with. So this is a book I've never seen before. Let me just set this off to the side for a second. We'll get back to my painting right away. Oh, and we'll just do a quick look. But this is a book that I've never seen before. Anna Iwa Miersinska, I think is how you would say it. Tales from the Stars, Guardian Angels for the Zodiac Signs. And this has got all sorts of, well, there's just some color pages, but they've got 2 or 3 pages of each zodiac sign. I thought, well, this might be something interesting to do once a month. They've got really interesting, beautiful illustrations, and they're all by this Anna Iwa. And then they have, and I think this must be Polish. To me, it looks Polish or Serbian. But each of them she's got in her language and in English language, and explains what they are. So I thought that might be fun to do, a page a month. And then let me show you another one that's quite different. This lady I've never heard of before is Karolina Kubikowska. And this is a short, it's almost like a little storybook, but she's got some beautiful illustrations in here. I think it would be lots of fun to paint with watercolor. You can see, let me see, where's that page? Up near the front here. You can see the watercolor kind of effect that she's got on the plants around the edges. And there's, oh, here's the one I was looking at, and this. So I thought this might be fun to actually watercolor in. And that's Karolina Kubikowska. And that same lady is also in this book called Lady Spring, and it has 6 different artists, one of them being Karolina. I'm not really sure about the other artists. I don't know that I recognize them. Isabella Kursian-Sipinar, Anna Mierzinska, Christina Noah, Grazia Salvo, Barbara Sebazinska. I forgive me if I pronounced any of that wrong. So she has a nice little forward on each artist. This is another one by Karolina, and they have a few pages in here. You recognize that from the other book. And then we've got some other ones also in here, and this is all about spring ladies, Lady Spring. So this is going to be quite fun to play in, and has a number of portraits, which is something that I don't do a lot. Yes, Joanne is a lovely, lovely lady. And you know what? This whole coloring community is so generous and gracious to each other. You know, I'm just lucky because Joanne happens to live in the same city that I do, and we were able to actually meet up for coffee, and we formed a lovely friendship over our coloring books. So, yes, YouTube does help. But not only did she give me those books, but she also gave me a couple of books that are older. This one's by Hannah Karlzon. I think this one's called Treasure Chest, Golden. I think this is the compilation one that just came out. I have to go and remember them. But again, it's not in English, and I haven't translated it yet. Didn't bother to do that. But this one I think you've seen a flip through of. And so I can do some Hannah Karlzon now when everybody's up to doing those ones. And then I've got that's just my stack of books. I got a Clara Markova that again, is, I think this one's been out a little while, Tenderful Enchantments. So I've never had any of these books, and these have been around a while. This one's 2017. And I know they're quite popular in the coloring community. And then one more, a Maria Trolle Universum. So I have now almost all of the famous coloring book artists that you hear. There's still a few more that I don't have, but I think I've got most of the main names now. So I certainly look forward to coloring in those. I'm just going to move them over a bit here because they're sliding down. And sharing that time with you. So let's get back to this one here, okay? So here we go. So I do want to make her very similar to this girl, because she is that girl, I think. So I'm going to start, her dress is pinkies and purples with white lace, and she's got the blue and olive green bows. Okay, so where'd there it is. Here we go. Get this open. This open. Just gonna clean this palette a little bit because I want to put some pinks down. The other side's got the green and the blue that I can keep over there. There we go. Clean that up a bit. Paintbrush, where'd you go? That's okay. Maybe I didn't get that one out yet. Probably not. I just had that little tiny one. There it is. But I want to do a little bit more wash on that. Oh, I am so tempted to use my gum, my drawing gum on this for the butterflies, but I think I'll just go this way. These ones are too big. Get my little choice of brushes out. That one would probably be due. I want to be able to cover a fair amount of area without using too small of a brush. So I'm going to juice up my watercolors with my spray bottle. Get them wet on top. Helps you to pick up the color. I'm a collector. Still have so many untouched. Yes, I know. I'm getting more and more untouched coloring books, that's for sure. So I'm going to move this over here and move this over here so you can kind of see more what I'm doing with that. There. My book rack at the bottom of my desk here is where I keep my scrapbooks. It's getting in the way of my chair. Okay. There it is. In the water. I'm gonna put that one in there. I have a little cloth. I'm just gonna stick up at the top there so that I can get some of the water off of my brush. So let's get that pink going, and I believe that it was a mixture of this color I'm going to just put a really light one down. I'm going to put lots of water in that. And a little bit of this one, I think. It's okay if it's not exactly the same. Okay. This way I can pull a little bit of that up there. Let's get some on her dress, and I'm going to start over here. And try and miss a lot of those butterflies. So, what's everybody else been up to? I saw you, Carrie, like I said, but I had to get a couple of things done. Get my laundry in, get some gardening done. I'm moving some hostas. I don't know if I mentioned that. And I was doing some weeding. It's been raining for the last little while, so the weeds, they don't stop growing. So I definitely had to go out there and get some of that done. And yeah, just here we get our gardens in pretty late, but they grow really fast because the days are very, very long. Like the sun's up. The sun is up. I haven't checked, but the sun can be up around 4 or 5, and then not, and then right now it's not setting until after 9. So that's getting 8 plus 9, 17 hours worth of sunshine. That's just because I live so far north of everybody else. And while the sun is on this side of our wonderful world, on the northern side, because Australia's getting all their winter now, we get longer days. So I get cold winters, long summer days, hot ones. Hot ones. I am sure glad I'm inside right now. So getting this pink in where I want the pink, and it helps me while I do that too, see what the rest of these. She's got a lot of pearls, so we'll be using that nice pearlescent kuretake to make those all nice and shiny at the end. Make them pop out. See where the artist has added shadow to the dress. Up here right there, so that'll get darker. There's another little piece there. Nora does a good job of actually putting the shadows of almost everything that she's drawn. Like there's a little shadow under that set of beads. And I'm not too concerned if this isn't, how would I say it? If it looks darker in one area and lighter in another at this stage, because all of that can get fixed yet. Right now we just want to get some of the color down so we can see what we're doing. At least that's why I do this. It helps me see what I'm going to do with the rest of the picture. So I hope you're with me, following along with that crazy explanation. 6 a.m. light, 8 p.m. dark again. Yeah, because you're close to the equator there, Chris. So you get a more even around 12 hours and 12 hours. It'll vary a little bit between summer and winter, but it basically doesn't change a lot. In the winter, our sun won't get up until after 9 o'clock on our shortest days. After 9 o'clock in the morning, it's still dark, and by 4:30 the sun is going down. So, it's kind of strange sometimes, but you definitely experience a change of seasons. That's a pink flower. I'm trying to stay off the butterflies and the lace. Not too worried about the beads, because we'll put some of, like I said, some of that iridescent paint on top, and it'll basically cover up the pink or reflect through it. Okay, that's her hair, that's a strap, that's her armband, so we're going to go up there. Okay, Carrie, yeah. It can be extremely dark. Oh, I missed a piece of her shoulder. I'm gonna have to fix that. See right there, a teeny tiny bit. That's okay, I can fix that easy. That's her armband. There's her armband. And that's kind of the flower on the front of her dress. And I know all those flowers were kind of pink. That's what I'm doing. At least that's what I did on my other picture. So I'm just going to fill in this heart. I don't remember seeing this on the other picture, but she was kind of lying on her tummy. So there we go. That's hair, that's dress, that's a little bit of dress, that's a little bit of dress. All right, okay, now in behind, that's her dress, because her dress goes up, and I believe that's also part of it. In there. And in here. There we go. We'll cover that where her hair is because that'll get covered up anyways. A little more paint. So what I've got, so I was moving hostas this morning because I have some hostas that have been in one spot for a very long time. Like I'd even say 20 years. And they were getting overgrown with other stuff and they weren't so big anymore. They were getting up only tiny ones. So it's like, I gotta pull those up, split it, and move them. So I've got a whole bunch of hostas that I want to replant around my vegetable beds. Not totally around it, but enough. And put some maybe out the front of the house. And then along the other side of the yard, opposite from where they were, there's a fence there. All the trees got cut down last year. And so it's quite shady still, but it's got enough sun that the hostas will really love it. And I moved my garden over there too. So they're the garden's in raised beds. And I've got some peas and some cucumbers, carrots, peppers. What else did I plant? A couple of kinds of peppers. Carrots, I said. Oh, onions. I got a nice little set of herbs, cilantro, chives, parsley, and oregano, I think was the other one. There we go. Is that all of her dress now? All around her. Those are the pink flowers I need to put in. I'll get to them. But I think that's all of her dress. Yeah, we'll just get those other pink flowers in. Alrighty. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up, please, guys. You know, it helps. Keep chatting to each other. Replays always help, Chris. Yep. It's amazing how many people will go back and watch older videos. So I'm just gonna try and get a little bit of this darker pink on these flowers. Just trying to hit the petals a little bit. And these ones. Well, I don't want to get the bird. The bird's going to be yellow. And then there's flowers up here. Knowing what all these colors too is going to help when I do the lace and put the show the colors of what's behind the lace peeping through these holes. First of all, I have to figure out what the colors are. And there's another, that's right there, like so. That's butterflies, butterflies. That's hair. That's hair. That's a bird. Butterfly. Don't see any other flowers. Oh, on her socks. I'm gonna keep her socks mostly white, just like and try and fill out the lace using a lot of grays and other undercoats. All right, now I've got this golden retriever, so I've got just a little bit of a kind of an orangey color here that's going to help get him colored in just a bit. That seems maybe a little more orange than the other one, but that can change quite easily. All I need to do is put a little more of that there. And there we go. That's more the color I'm looking for. And then that's his collar. There, that's a collar. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to make the bird kind of that same color too. There we go. Ooh, I got all that pink in behind there to do. I'm just going to take my little smaller brush though to do it. Where'd that one go that I had? Put it under my... I must have stuck it back in my bag. Right here. For those little bits. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. I'm just going to take out one of these really tiny... I have all sorts of brushes in here. There, that's the one I'm looking for. Even silicone brushes. I use the silicone brushes when I use my drawing gum, and then it doesn't ruin your brushes. I find it works pretty easy. Okay, actually, I got this. I can use this. That's pink. That's pink. All of this in here, actually. It's not perfect. Well, helps later. That's pink. That's pink. There we go. down there. 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 That's better. Just here we go. There we go. And then I'm just going to take, it was this color, a little bit of that there, so I can fix that shoulder. You might not be able to see it, but I can. Where's it? Right there. Oop. Too much pink in my brush. Try that again. There we go. Alright. Better. Oh, what about up here? Would that be pink? I think that would be too, don't you? Up behind her head. Like in here. Because her skirt is flipped up at the back there. There we go. With the flowers. Yeah. Better. There we go. It's getting dark now. Light at 4:30, dark at 9:30. Yeah, yeah. You get the same kind of change in seasons in the UK because you know you're, I think, a little lower on the latitude than I am, but you would get the same kind of effect of the sun moving around. All right, let me see. I wanted to do the butterflies in that nice kind of electric blue. You know those butterflies. I'm not going to do monarchs because they're not colored that way. Well, they're not drawn that way. So let's see what I can do about this. So you see, I don't really plan my palettes or anything. I have an idea of what I want to do. Sometimes I'll play with a palette. You know, if it's a prompt or a challenge, I guess you could say, and use that to make a picture. But I don't tend to pull out palettes and look for them and decide, okay, this is what I want my colors to be on my picture. It's just, I just don't do that. I like looking at photographs of real life things and get ideas of colors, because it's amazing the colors that we have in our world. Like, I often look at the sky and the colors in the sky. Land of living skies, they're all over here. It's wide open, flat prairies. You can see your dog running away for 3 days. At least that's what they say. Anyways, so we get beautiful sunsets and sunrises, and when we have storms, and just the colors of that. And then I will look at trees in the winter with the frost on them, and look at the colors that are actually on it. You know, you say to yourself, frost is white, but it's not. Not when you look at it. Good night, Fire Horse. Are you going to bed now? Okay. And Husky, there we go. Oh, hi, Fuzzy. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry, I'm not paying a heck of a lot of attention to chat. I'm trying to concentrate on what's going on in front of me. So let me see. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I like to look at nature and get clues from that of, you know, how light and color uh, works on lots of different things. For instance, the page that I just finished in Mouse Guard that Joanne was admiring with the blacksmith. I was painting this last week with you guys. Oh, that's good, Fuzzy. We all have to work on our channels, that's for sure. So this is what I was talking about. This was lots of fun. I like doing that with trying to get the light from the fireplace to reflect on the mouse and then everything else that's in the workshop around him. And I'm really pleased with this picture. This one I was trying to get the stained glass through here. If you look at my 14 pages that I completed in June, I do talk about it, but I'm not considering it a fail, but I've learned a few things and I would probably do it a little bit different the next time around. But yes, I was trying to achieve the look of light coming through a stained glass window and then across the face of the mouse and landing on the floor. So I got close. I got close to what I want, but I think next time I've got a couple of adjustments. So that's, you know, that is just how I do it. It's not a fail. It's a lesson learned, and I can go back and look at it, and it's still a good looking page. Don't get me wrong, I still think it's a good looking page. So yes, all of these blue butterflies. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Joanne. You, like I say, you're a sweetheart for saying that. Yeah, we had coffee on Friday, where Joanne and I met up in a beautiful little coffee shop here, and she had some of her coloring books, and I had some of mine, and we were looking at it. So Joanne had asked me to bring the mouse guard, because she has the original mouse guard. She's done some lovely pages in there, but she wanted to see what I was up to. So that and the Gugeli book she wanted to see. But yes, things look a lot different in person than they do on camera. Sometimes on camera they're even better than they are in person. I'm just trying to find just any little pieces of butterfly wings that might be in there. Because this will all get a better definition when we get in here with our pencils and our pens with the better tips on them. This one is so so much detail in here. It is a little difficult to do with the watercolors, but it's still coming along. It's still working. I might have missed a couple of things, and that's simply because of the detail. Oh, there's one way up there. So I haven't decided what the color of the background or the curtain or the tassels should be yet. I think I got all the butterflies. Nope, there's one there. There's another one there. Okay. Alrighty. Now we'll get some of that dog's hat. Now he had a blue hat with a red and white. Yeah, red and white there. So I'm going to give him a little bit darker blue. Add some black to it. Make it almost a navy. I'm over here playing in this part of my palette. Actually, if I put it over here, you might be able to see it more. There we go. That's better. Okay, so I'm just going to work on the dog's hat right now. It got kind of a dark blue hat with a red and white stripe. And his bow tie is a red and white stripe. And I can see that Gugeli is, you know, even in the hat, you can see there's a bit of a shadow, or I can see that it's a bit of a shadow line, and it's darker on this side here. So I'm just gonna let that paint sit there like that a little more, and like that a little more. So it's darker on that side, and it does look like there's more light coming from here, this part on this side, rather than here, because her ear here, this highlight at the top of her ear, because the bow's in the way, so you can see the light's kind of coming this way, down and across from somewhat forward, not from the back. Yeah, she is kind of floating. I think she's a bit of a magical girl, though, so she is very cool. And again, I don't know what the background's going to be yet, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm just going to keep going with my other colors and see how this all works out. So I have a green on her. I'm just going to cheat and just refer to my page here. I put the green, yes, I put the green on the dark colors of the stripe, and then it's a baby blue in between for her. So, before I start doing any of that, though, maybe I should do her hair. So I'm going to add to this dark blue a little more black. And I'm going to add some purple in there, too. Just so it's not a stark black color. There we go. And with the amount of water that's in this will dry lighter, so won't worry too much right now. There's the top of her ear, one. This one. So yeah, getting really excited about my trip. Have I seen the image in poster, the full color poster? I know that it's in there. Sometimes I don't like to look at it to see what it is, but I will look. I will look. I think in the poster might be a lot of burgundies in that. Give me a second, because I think I had it right here. Is it this one? Or is it this one? Oh. No, that's the single picture. Where's this one? Okay, here, I think that's this one. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, in the... There it is. Oh, she does have blue butterflies. But yeah, she's very much more red, rusty red. Her hair's kind of red. She's got red bows. Yeah, done quite a bit differently than what I did. This does look though like she's done the same person. But it's a gorgeous book. I love the artist's rendition, and like I say, sometimes I try not to look because I don't want to be influenced by the colors. So here we go. Browns and reds, yes. Don't worry about it, Carrie, if it's bright. You color your coloring books so that you enjoy them. And you know, if the artist wanted us to only do it in the colors that they painted it in, well, maybe they shouldn't do coloring books, you know? Hair there, and a little hair there. Now always remember that watercolor will move if you apply more water to it. So, you know, don't go, if you, like I will layer, but I will reduce water amount so that I'm not moving the colors underneath. And trying to keep the same loose effect. Now she's got a bright spot on the top of her head, and I don't want to necessarily put this color through it, so I'm just gonna kind of avoid that area for just a second while I get more paint off my brush over here. And it can be a little bit finer when I, there we go, put these strokes in. There. That's not bad. We'll just get this little bit up here. There we go. Looking painterly. Oh yeah, I think I checked them all out like when I first got the book just to see them, but I don't tend to go back and look at those pictures right before I start a page or anything. If I'm not sure about what's going on in the page, I will look. Like if you're going, is that an arm or is that a leg? You know, that type of thing. Sometimes if you look in the book, it'll help you determine what it's supposed to be. Okay, yeah. I think mine are pretty bright compared to what he had done. Like this is definitely way brighter than what he did. I've just made it so that they kind of work together, that's all. So they still look like a series, I think. But it's in my color palette instead of his. There you go. Be really philosophical about it all, hey? In other words, it's your coloring book. You can do what you want. It's not like the Gugeli is going to drive to my house. Well, wouldn't be able to drive. You'd have to probably take a plane and that. But still, they're not going to come and give you a smackdown because they don't like the way you colored their pages. Right? So there we go. That's getting better. Now I'm trying to get the hair in between these beads a little bit. Trying to keep the dark color off the beads if I can. And then that's the bow up there. You can see this is almost going over her dress, so I'll just pull that over the dress. Let me see. That's hair. This part is really dark. It's hard to determine what everything is, but that's hair. That part is bow. So I want to just pull that a little more. That's hair, that's hair, that's hair. That's hair, that's hair. I need to put some up here on her head too. And then I'll check if there's any more flying around. There's like some down there. Now she's got a little whoop, little whoop, 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 right there. There we go. There we go. All right, there's a little hair down there. That just looks like background. Oh, let's do this one. You might think that all of this is for Dot, but as you build up, it will look better. I can see a lot more variety in her hair now. Let's just get this bit over here. That's cage. Just making sure there's nothing more on this side. A little bit there. A little bit there. You can see my hair getting in the way. My hair in the way. Okay. I'm not gonna worry about the butterfly right at the moment, because I can always paint over to get that better. Paint the butterfly over again. There we go. That looks good. Getting there, getting there. I want her shoes to be a nice ruby red color, and I want all the hearts to be a really dark red color too. So I'm just going to take, that's more of a magenta. Let's see what this one is. It's that same one. Let's just take a little bit of that. And we'll do this on her shoes. She's going to have white socks. White socks with little red hearts on them, which we'll paint in. He has the hearts on there. You kind of use it almost like grayscale. They're already pretty dark, so I just need to put a little bit of a red color over top, and they'll look like lovely little red hearts. Nice shoes, eh? Every girl deserves a pair of red shoes. I think the bows are going to be this color too. But when I do the hearts, they're going to have to be a little different. This is kind of a pinky red. Oh, okay. What's going on here? You're going to tell him more Kirby Roseanne's pages. Yes, he can come to my house too. Sometimes I get a little bit lost, especially in old ones. I don't have the little the little people in there. I love his newer work much better. Okay, and then Derwent Chromo Flow on sale for your I'd love to see that ambient. Love to see it. Use on the whale shark page. Oh, okay. They're all you're going to use on Kirby's books now. Hard like Polychromos, the old Derwent. 36 now. Now, not that I don't love the poly. Okay. Yeah, I've never. Yeah, please. I've never. I haven't had a Polychromos set. I have my Prismacolors, and I've got Derwent the ink tints and some graphitints. I've got some the Derwent watercolor pencils, Star Joys. I got another cheap Chinese set of pencils, which works just fine, but I don't know if I can even remember the name. Anyways, back to the hair, which I think I have finished. I'm going to get into the bow now, the bows, I should say. Do the dog's red first. Yeah, the Star Joys are nice. You don't get a lot of people talking about them, I don't think. Did you ever, Chris, have you ever seen, what's her? See, and I use my phone to film with, otherwise I would look it up. A coloring, what is her channel? And she was actually showing people about different types of pencils. But she was away for the longest time and has only just got back. She lives in Las Vegas. Oh, I'm trying to remember her name. Oh my goodness. Oh well. Lori Green. Yes, Chris. Yes. That's her name. And she was actually advising them on colors in that too, from what I understand. But she's back now, and she's doing different things. Yeah. But right, yeah, Lori Green, yeah. Love watching her color at times. She got great tips too. And she talks a lot about different color combinations that you can use with the prismas, like how you put them together to create even more colors. Anyways, love shouting out good channels. Yep, they do. They work really well. They're kind of, I find they're kind of a little bit of a mix, you know. They're not quite as soft as the Prismas, but not as hard as others. But they do work well, and I intermix them with all my pencils. I just put them all in my big box, and whatever color I need at the time, that's what I kind of pull. That there we go. The bows are showing up a little better. Yes, she was. Thank you, Ambient. So what else have been up to here? Oh, let me see. Okay, so we had the fireworks on Canada Day, and that was a lot of fun. Went down there with my daughter and my son and my granddaughter. My grandson's in that phase where it's kind of like not cool. So so he decided to stay at home, and we all went down and had a good time at the fireworks. I think there's a video up right now, but yeah, we had some really good ones. We had really good seats because they were firing them up from the below the bridge on the water, and so we were sitting up on the other side of the bridge so we could see them, and they just popped right up over the bridge and into the wide open sky. It was beautiful. I hope you guys all in the States all had a great time celebrating your 250th birthday. I hear Canada actually sent, or is sending, 250 maple trees to the United States to commemorate their birthday and the fact of our being neighbors. And they're to be planted in Washington and in the 13 states that border our country. So I thought that was a very thoughtful gift from our government. I like the meaning behind it, you know. Trees, symbols of strength, symbols of hope, symbols of the future. At least that's how I view them. Oh, I think that's a little bit hair I missed. Hold on here. It's one thing when you have your watercolors and you have them in a palette like this. They'll dry up. Just add a little bit of water and you're good to go again. There we go. That's better. Just get that right in there. And go back to my green on this bow. That's what made me think that I missed it, because I saw it right there. Brittany. Well, Brittany, sit down and have a little rest. Got off work at 4. It's just 3 here, so you must be on the East Coast. Oh my goodness. Well, sit down and enjoy yourself. I'm assuming you're an adult and you know what you should be doing or not. Oh, I forgot her other shoe. Okay. I'll get back to that too. This is what happens when Jane gets talking. She forgets where she's at. That's all right. That's all right. Oh, so I was at, also went to Michael's on Saturday. I had gone down to one of the shopping malls here to look for some clothes. And thought, oh, well, it's here. I'm just going to pop in. And they had a big sale on, big clearance sale on. And I managed, most of them were empty. Like, really, they had some really good prices, like clearance sale had gone, like more than 60% off. But I managed to find these. So these are the dual markers by Faber-Castell. They're alcohol-based markers with 2 nibs, the soft flexible brush, and a metal encased fine liner tip, 0.6. And they're different, they're kind of pastel colors that I'm missing in my, whoops, one more that I'm missing in my alcohol markers. So that was a great deal. That was like $8 for that box, so I'm happy with that. I think this is like usually closer to 30. So happy with those. And the brush, I bet you this is the brush end. Yeah, look at that, nice. Ooh, maybe shouldn't do it on there. Do it on top of that instead. So that's a nice color. They're all, like I say, they're alcohol markers, so I could use them, you know, to do the blendy bits. Got some green. I haven't looked at them yet, even. Got home and just ended up having to do some other things. And then yellow over here. Cool. So yeah, got some nice colors again, with brushes and fine tips. So that was a lot of fun. They kind of blend pretty nice too. Okay, so I got that. Put those over there. I have all sorts of cups around my desk that I stick pens and things in. You have a whip with pointillism pending. Ooh! Oh, well, we watched the match in 3 hours. Oh, yeah, Canada's out. We got beaten. We got beaten yesterday, I guess. No, I don't think you should sit on... No, you don't want to do that either. Mexico versus England. That should be a good match. Very proud of our Canadians, and I hope that we get back into the soccer match again next, 4 years from now? The next World Cup? Okay. Just gonna do this shoe before I forget. There we go. Maybe once we get towards the end, I might even put some of the, I could put a metallic on this too. Make it quite transparent. And see if I can get her shoes to shine, huh? Wouldn't that be fun? There we go. Getting there. Oh, I'm sorry. You missed all of that shoe. Almost all of that shoe. Let's get back to the bow, because I still got quite a bit of bow to cover here and here yet. But I'm working down. Get the base on. I think with the blue, I'm not gonna paint it. I'm gonna just start it with my pencils. I believe that's what I did in the other page too, because it's so light. There we go. A little bit there. A little bit there. It's amazing how a little bit of color will bring these pages to life. The pencil crayons in the Faber-Castells, yes. I know it's a good name, and they, you know, it's an alcohol marker for $8. Faber-Castell. Yeah, take it. I'm not gonna pass up a good deal, and they'll get used. They'll get used, that's for sure. Because I'll use alcohol markers in some of my collages and on my in my blue book pages too. Let's do this one. Otherwise, I'm going to be sticking my hand in paint. I'm thinking the background might stay. Nope, it's going to have to be a dark background. I'll figure it out. It's not going to be green. It's going to have to be a darker color. Might have to be a really deep purple. Because I want the holes in the lace to have something behind them, and if the lace is white and the background is white, that's not going to be fun at all. Here. How are we doing for time? Oh, okay. It's getting. I've still got some time. That's good, because I do want to show you something that I've been working on. Let me finish this, and I'll show you something. Maybe Carrie would like it, because she does the junk journaling thing. It's kind of fun. I was using some of my stamps. And I was watching you the other day, Carrie, and you had the prompts, and one of them was with a tea bag, and you were making a little tea bag. Well, I want to show you what I made from an actual tea bag, and I'm gonna do a little experiment. So let me just finish painting this other part of the bow in the green that I've got going here while I still have paint. And then I'll show you what I've been doing with these tea bags. And I've been using stamps. I'm going to use some Mod Podge. Not that I usually use Mod Podge, but I think for this application, it might work better. I am experimenting. So if it doesn't work out with the Mod Podge, I might try it with the matte medium, but right now the Mod Podge might just work better. And once you see what I'm up to, you'll understand why. I'll show you something new and different, eh? You were playing up the tea stain, yes. Okay, well let me just see here. So you know all good junk journalists keep pretty much anything that is able to be glued down or used in some way in their journals. And I'm just checking to see I don't have any other. Oh, I got the ribbon on her leg here. Let's get this. So what I've been doing is when I have my tea, and I drink tea occasionally. I'm more of a coffee drinker, but when I drink my tea, I've been keeping the tea bag. Just setting it aside and letting it get all nice and dry. And then what I do is I empty the tea out, and I'm left with a hollow bit of tea bag. Put this over here, out of the way. An empty bit of tea bag. Put that in there. Move this out of there. And some tags. So here's my tea bag tags. I like stash tea. I like actually cinnamon chai tea. So what I've got is I got 3 tags. And I got 3 bags. And what I did is, and this is all now tea stained, and then what I did is I took some stamps and used them on the tea bag. Now let me get a piece of white paper and stamp them on the tea bag. So some of them turned out not too bad. Whew. I got the fan on, so things are flying away. But you can see they've turned out, oh, they're upside down. That's better. And they've all got a little bit of this tea stain and that. So what I'm going to do is, and here's the other one, that the short note made it on all of them because it's so tiny. And so I've got all of those on there right now. And then, oh, they're flying around. I thought I'd take my Mod Podge, which I have here. Try and open it. It is an actual tea bag. Yes, it is, Carrie. And they're, they're see-through, right? You can glue them down. So what I wanted to do, though, was I wanted to make these into almost like little window panes. Oh, I'm trying to open my Mod Podge, and it's there, being difficult. There we go. It's been a little while since I've used it. Stick that over there. Now, where did there it is. Here's my, oh, Mod Podge. I just didn't realize that Mod Podge really smells, actually. Whew. My spatula that I use to spread things with, and this little styrofoam tray that's probably just about at the end of its life. So I'm just taking off, like, this is fun. Remember when you used to put glue in your hand and then peel it all off? Well, this is kind of similar to that. Remember that? I'm sure we all did it with white glue in school. Yeah, no, it didn't want to cooperate. What do I use for the collage page? But I don't know how to seal it. If I'm going to use something with an actual page that gets put together, Chris, I do use the either the golden matte medium, or I found the Liquitex matte medium is also good, and dries matte. It's not sticky. It's a little runnier than the golden, so you got to be careful. I had a little extra here on my board, but I'm just going to put a little bit of Mod Podge out here for the moment onto my tray, and I'm going to use my clear thing because I want to actually make these stick to it. for now, and then I want them to dry, and I'm going to cut them up. So let's see if this works. See, I told you I was experimenting. This seems to be working. I want the tea bag to be kind of in the end, kind of stiff. Now, you could probably just do this with the tea bag directly onto any of your collage papers, but I want to use this in a little different way. I want to see if I can make it become like a window pane almost. Stiff in itself, in and of itself. And that's why I'm putting it on here. Because I know Mod Podge will stiffen up. My husband used it, and that's why I have it. Oops, don't tear the tea bag. My husband used it, and that's why I have it. He used it on his puzzles to make them stay together. Now I'm just going to leave that one there. And then I've got this one and this one. Let's try this one. Put this one there. I've got enough room to put all three down, I think. And then I'll get my heat gun out and dry the Mod Podge. Or I'm betting the Mod Podge and this is going to come up off my board here, just like off skin. I like how the tea makes different colors on it too. Okay. Like I said, this you could actually just do this right into your book if you wanted to, but I want to try something a little different and see if I could accomplish it. Let's get a tiny bit more Mod Podge there. Come back here. My tea bag literally just floated away because of the fan I have going. So one more. Oh, don't want that in there. Trying to be kind. And of course you could use any stamps you wanted. Alright, let me see what I can do with this. I've got my heat gun down here. And I'm just gonna go under my desk so it's not quite as noisy for you guys. So give me a second. So yes, the actual tea bag. And I'm hoping that these are going to be stiff. And then what I would like to do is try and cut a hole in a page and then insert this so it's a see-through kind of window. You can see it's getting quite clear. This is the first one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's going to work. It's going to put this back down here a bit more. Not quite dry. And on this clear, smooth, hard plastic, it should come off very easily. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Look at that. Like they almost do look like window pane, eh? That's still a little wet there. That one's tacky. This one's pretty good, actually. This is the first one I had down. Okay, they might be more bendable than hard, but they're not perfectly dry yet. Let's just see if I can pull this one off. Peel it off. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Not bad either. Come on. Oh, it's actually trying to attach itself. Ooh, cool. I like that. Let's get this piece of paper again. Put that down like that. There we go. So there. Hey, view. Yeah, you do. You do see undergarments. They're stamps. This one says you fit like a glove. This says will always be tight. But yeah, I stamped these on some tea bags. I'm hoping it'll get a little stiffer as it gets drier, but I think that's really cool. You can do that with any stamp, but look at how that just is so transparent and so much fun. And like you could do something similar. Just stamp it on the tea bag. Don't put your Mod Podge down, but just glue it directly into your book. It's really got some character. I love it. Thank you for coming by, View. I hope you had a great trip. I'm trying to catch up on all of your journal things that you're doing. I thought you were going to be away for a little longer, but you know, but you sure look good in your videos. You have to tell us all about the adventures you had. I know you said you didn't have much time to work in your journals. There, oh yeah, this is coming up really good. Cool, I like that. And then this is my last one. They're just coming off, just like peeling glue off your skin when you were in school. I like that. I'm gonna see if I can get them to dry nice and flat and maybe stiffen up a bit, but they're definitely unstuck now from my experimental board. But yeah, that was an experiment. I like that. 6 days. Was it been 6 days that long? Gosh. You must have had some videos up, or else I've been extremely busy. I didn't think you were gone that long. You need to find a cheaper substitute, Chris? Yeah. I don't know what you would have similarly in Mexico. Where's this one made? Well, this is made in France. The Liquitex is made in France. Yeah, where are you going next, View? Yeah, yep, that's true. New York City, yo! Sounds like a lot of fun. Let's get back to the kitty girl. So you hadn't popped in by the time, when I was working on this View. You must have been busy, but I've been coloring, just trying to get this glue out of the way. So don't get glue on anything else. But I had a poll, and this is the page that everybody said to start on next. That's a good idea. Mixing it with another product. Sometimes just adding a little water helps too. Anyways, gonna go back to this for a little bit. So View, tell us all about what's going to happen in New York City while you're there. A special event? Are you going to see something? What are you doing? Oh, there it is. Yeah, yeah. Add water. Just add water. I think I'm gonna do his red bows. Use some of this that I've got up here. Just get some of that in for him. And because, again, it's going to be red and white, I'll probably just leave that white and then just go in with a pencil or gel pen to make it as white as I like. But in the meantime, we'll do a little bit of this on his. Bow tie. Yeah, Carrie got started on this one too, View. You're visiting. Oh, that would be fun to meet Wonky Pro. He lives in New York. I didn't realize that. And I don't go over any of my collages. It's just I'm usually just gluing them down. I'm not going over top again with another sealant. I have used spray sealants in my coloring books only because I don't want one color to transfer itself to the other, one page color to transfer itself to the other. So, where are we going now with this? Well, I think that I want this candy to be a big peppermint candy. And I'm going to use the same red that I used in her dress, but just a little darker. It'll turn peppermint. We'll get more red into it, be less pink. But I might as well use the color I've got here. Yeah, Wonky Pro seems like a very nice person. And certainly his husband seems just as nice too. And play shows. Oh, yes. If you're going to go to New York, you better be going to a couple of plays and shows. Again, never been there, but I have heard from friends that have been there that it is a very wonderful place. And they would go back again. So much to see. But, you know, that's the way it is with a lot of places. Oh, and I got some more news about
where I'm off to in September to that little watercolor retreat. Oh, we're going to get a great big bag of goodies of paints and a bag to carry them all in, and a set of brushes, and a folding palette. Oh my gosh, lots of stuff. And we'll be going like day trips around Nova Scotia. So one of the stops will be Lunenburg, which is the UNESCO site. And if you've ever seen pictures of Lunenburg, you would remember them because it always seems to be the real colorful fishing boats um, on the water up against the fishing shacks, which are just as colorful. And then we'll be going to Point Pele, I think it is, and that's the one where you always see like the lighthouse there. We'll be doing some painting there one day. And then we have, we're going to be going into a town also and be able to do some cityscape. Well, not so much cityscape, but architectural type of watercolor. So I'm really looking forward to that adventure for myself. I decided, well, you may or may not know that my husband passed away a couple of years ago, and so I'm trying to kind of get back and do things that I enjoy, and I need to get out and just do more stuff for myself. Nothing's going to happen if I sit at home. So there. That's where I'm at. So this is something I'm doing for me. I will go back to my resort too, I think in the spring, maybe February or March, down in Mexico. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you very much. It's, yeah, it's my philosophy. I got to get up and got to get going and got to get moving and do some things. So let's get off that that sad topic. Whoa, okay. So these are I'm still doing good. I know what I'm gonna do. I've got yeah, I do. Let's play with these just a little bit longer. I've got my little napkin book that we'd started. I wonder, cut a couple of these up and stick them down. Let's do that. Because I still have a little glue there too. Yes, I like going to the Mayan Riviera near Tulum and Playa del Carmen. There's a resort there that I go to, and it's really nice. I love the people there. They, you know, it's my idea of a what I would call a vacation. Vacation's not a vacation if I have to work and make the beds and cook the food. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jean? Okay, just right. This is slipping you a note. I like that. I'm just going to cut a little bit more off of it. I could stick that in there, don't you think? Let's see. And I can probably even just glue it down for now, because it's got kind of like this plasticky surface now from the Mod Podge. But I want to make sure I'm gluing it on the right side so that we can read it. So I'll just use this glue, you know, Elmer stick glue. Flip her over. I like her. Right about there. I'm gonna grab one of my credit cards. An hour and a half from your biplane. Okay. So, it was you, Carrie, I was talking about when you glue things down that you can use a credit card, which is what I like to do. That's not even a credit card. That's one of those door things that they give you, the keys when you go somewhere. Put this back on. And then just glue, glue, glue. No, I didn't get glue all the way. I should have used maybe the white glue on that. But hey, I like it. I like how that looks. Huh? Slipping you a note. Let's try another one. Here's another one that's bigger, but I think I'll stick it on over here. And instead of having a cut edge, I'm going to rip it so it's a little jaggedier. Not so uniform. This one, I like that brown there, so I'm going to try and leave some of that. Cool. It goes this way, actually. Yes. Let's use, I've got some tacky glue here. Oh, okay. Well, you know, Chris, if you ever want to come and stay, you know, with me at the resort, you know, I could probably get you a deal. We'd have fun. Last October, yeah, last October, because I went just at Halloween, because I have never been in Mexico for Los Dias Muertes, and I really wanted to, and it was so beautiful. I had a great time. We had a little Halloween party at the resort, and then the next day they had all of the different areas and their what do I call it? The entertainers, the people that helped you in those different areas. They all had like their own thing that they set up. I was gonna say not temple. But it was so beautiful with the different colors, and just remembering, you know, your past, people that have passed. Oh, that kind of helped me a lot too. A different attitude. And I don't think people are truly gone or lost. I think they're around. Or at least they can hear and see what you're doing. keeping an eye on us. So there. This glue didn't work as well on it. I would probably use the stick glue on it again, because it was easier to spread. But there. I like that. Yeah, it is the offering for the deceased. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for helping me with that. I was just couldn't find the words. That happens a little too much sometimes when I'm streaming. I'm trying to keep thinking ahead of time of what's going on and what I'm going to do next. So yeah, that like that. I'm going to do some more in this little collage book. Actually, I have. Here's a little. I got an envelope here of little bits and pieces of things that need to get put somewhere. Oh, I know I'm going to save that. That goes over there. Oh, goes in there. Thank you, Carrie. I'm going to keep adding to these pages. It's just a handy thing to have next to me, for one thing. For when I've got, like I say, all these little bits and pieces of paper that I save. You know, that I can do things with. I got stamps in here. Oh, I know. I got like big stickers in here. Sorry, I've just pulled a couple of things out that I wanted to set aside. Set aside. Here's some stamps. Whoops. A stamp. This is an old one. It's a 15-cent stamp. A Canadian stamp. Drop something. That's nothing. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was nothing. Yeah, some of my other little things. What have I got here? Here's a good one. What's that? That's a squid. What's that? That's some ice cream. That looks good. Let's see, what else have I got in here? I got a fish. And I had a happy face there. It fell back in. There it is. Let's do something on this page. Finish it up. Put some things on there, different things that I've got. I think I'm just gonna grab some Timmy people. Yes. Let's see what I can do. They're not usually too far away. Things with that. So, let's see. Banners. Slipping you a note. We're going to put you up here, I think. Let's just put them all over there for a minute. And the first thing I want to stick down is one of my singing purses. Here we got a whole bag full of people here. You fell out. You fell out. Guess what? You get picked. How's that? You decide to jump out, little girl, you're going to get in the picture, okay? Let's just put you guys back in your bag. Have fun. And you, little girl, are gonna get, oh, let's get the rest of your arm poked out. There we go. Stick her there. And the reason I wanted to get her down first is she will take the longest to stay stuck. We'll use this other glue though. Use you. Move you over. Like I say, this plastic thing is a great thing to have. You can just wipe it off later. There we go. And you over there. You're down there. Credit card. You will take a while to stick, especially on that. Might have to get my Liquitex to stick her down. Oh, don't lift up the slip. There we go. Put her there. You found an old with tons of people. Oh, yes, you should have. You should have. Why not, Chris? That's perfect. If it's full of people you don't know, I'm always on the hunt for old photo albums. You know, and I found an old passport, and then some old different ephemera from like receipts and bills and income tax and insurance, like from the 1950s, like nothing to do with anything today. She's gonna want to move. You can go there. But yeah, I love to have stuff like that. Find that. They're great. Now, I don't know if I want to put any of these other ones on there. Going to, where's that? I like the happy face. I think I want it up there. Excuse me while I just glue off to the side. Uh-oh. Did I not put any glue on that? There's glue on there now. It was like I stuck it down. There was nothing there. My got glue on my fingers. That doesn't help. Just stay there. Very odd collage is what I'm doing here. Just colors and shapes and yeah. Because I got all these little pieces of bits and pieces of stuff that I need to glue down and get gone. I know, dude, I've got so much ephemera. Especially when we're talking magazines images, I have lots. I'm going to have to take my matte medium to this because it doesn't want to stick. Oh dear. Where'd my little tray go? Over here.
over here. And what did you do with all those? You got some still? Oh, I love them. I think, you know, if you don't remember who they are, you know, I would certainly always ask first, from if you know the family, first of all, if you can, put them in collages. These just don't want to stay. This poor little girl does not want to stay, so I'm just going to go right over top. But I think it's a great way of honoring people too. You're not usually not making fun of them. You know, you're trying to make something beautiful, or something that at least that you enjoy. The problem with these Timmy people is they're so thick cardstock that it takes a while for them to stay put. Make sure I got all sorts of that stuff under there. And then do this. It has the glue underneath, which will help it. And that is one thing, that if you are playing with just Elmer's glue like this and things aren't working, you can just use your matte medium on top, and that should basically seal it down. Like that one stuck down very well. So is this smiley face and the stamp. The only one that's remaining a problem is this lovely little lady, and I think I'm going to have to put a weight on her to keep her down. I got no strings to hold me down, to make me fret, to make me frown. So we'll do this. See, because the album is not quite, and I'll do that. You can come here. This is my other tea bag. That was a good experiment. I'm just going to put this behind me with a couple of books on it. Weigh it down. And that'll stick. Oh, the storm's starting. Yep. Yeah, the daily storm. Well, you take care, Chris. You stay safe. And we'll see you again. We'll see you on the replays and all that stuff. What time is it now? 10 after 4 here. So it's getting on. I still have some time, though. Jimmy's outside. My son's outside. He's finishing up some work that he needed to do in the garden. We'll pull this back. Are you still here? I've been working in the mouse guard book. Yeah, stay safe, Chris. So I think what I'm going to do for the background here is I really think that we're going to go green. We might be going kind of slimy green. Yeah, a little different than what we got there. Closer to what we've got here. Maybe not quite as bright as that. I'm really thinking green. I haven't quite decided yet, so I'm not gonna do it yet. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the background should be?
I'm thinking maybe I could even go like a black background. That might be nice, like a really dark black background. And then we could be making jewels and stuff of all of this here and these. I could do that. I've got black acrylic paint. And that would work better. You like the green, Joanne? She's got the green in her bows, and she's going to have light blue. Well, I don't want yellow, don't want orange. Not blue, because I'm not going to be able, the butterflies won't show up so nice. Dark velvet curtains. Okay. Or dark purple. Yeah, it'll go well with the opposite page. I know that. I think anything in the end, if I work out, it'll go well with the opposite page. Because I'm gonna make these. I'm gonna take up this gold and copy it into the tassels there. Okay. Let's see what I can get going. Take this one out too. Put you over there. Bopping back and forth, I know, guys. It's looking very limey green at the moment. But I'm adding a lot of water to it, so we'll see how it goes. Because I want it to be very, very light if I'm going to do it. So we'll start out here. I just wanted to get some of the excess off my brush before I went into some of the smaller corners. And try and do some of the dots in the lace while I'm here. Because that's what makes the lace stand out, is the fact that you can see other colors behind it. There we go. Okay. There you go, Joanne. You're getting green. Are you working on this page too? And what about you, Carrie? You got your book out? So I'm glad you guys are coming by, catching up with me on my Sundays. As I said, it seems to be just working out a little bit better for me to be doing it at this time, because I can get a couple of things accomplished before I sit down and do this. Like out in the garden and get some laundry done. I have to do that every once in a while, you know. Did some house cleaning yesterday. Not my favorite job, that's for sure. Don't forget my holes in the lace. So tonight's gonna be, what am I making tonight? I'm making kind of like a teriyaki ground beef over rice. It's quite tasty actually, and fairly quick. And I have a package of ground beef that I want to finish using up, so works good. Oh, you're working on the boy with the dog. Okay. I think you actually did tell me that earlier. I do like the green. Green and pink is kind of a fun thing to put together though, too. But we can, as we add pencil, we can always change the shade a little bit too. Oh, I was working on my acrylic painting. I'm not sure if I'm done with it yet or not. I've had a few small dandelions on one side of it, which looks good. What did I do here? They look good. I might have overworked my big dandelion a little bit. I might have to go back in with some deeper colors, I think, just to, because it's become almost too white. The dandelion. I'm doing a fluffy head dandelion. I'd shown you a picture of it a couple of lives ago, I think. It was the art class I'd been taking on some weeknights, and I just was finishing up the acrylic painting I had started in that class. I've kind of set it aside for a couple of days so I can stew over it, decide whether or not I'm done. As I said, I think I've overworked the white on the big dandelion. I might be able to go back in with a wash of another color, make that set back a little bit, and then come back with my highlights. Does that make any sense to anybody? Probably not. But there you go. That's my thoughts on my own art for a bit.
Hey there, View, you're back again. Okay, you left for a little while. I think, because I was talking to you and you weren't talking back. Talking back. View never talks back. Anyways, no, I was talking about the mouse guard, and I've been doing quite a bit on that lately. And I was very happy with my blacksmith page that I'd started last week. I finished it up with some pencil. I'm just, yeah, really proud of that one. You had to get groceries. Oh, okay. You mean you weren't listening to me while you were shopping? Come on. No, I understand. I had to do that yesterday. So you don't always get to sit down and watch what you want to watch when you want to watch it. That's why replays are great. Put some more green in there on that lace. A little bit there. Alrighty. Getting there. Getting there. I think I'm going to let this dry. I don't know that I want to put any more paint on it right now. What I want to do is go in with some... Oh, I do want to put some paint. I want to do a little light gray along those edges. Maybe not a light gray. Maybe watered down. This one really watered down. Thank you, View. Yes, I do use watercolors, and I was using watercolors to base them and create light sources. So I'll do some more of that. So this looks like one that I want to use a little bit. I just want to put some darkness, which is here's what kind of like what I was doing in my mouse guard is I'm adding, instead of adding light to this picture, I'm adding some of the shade that the artist has depicted. That one's a little too much. Just a dab. That the artist has depicted. And just a little bit of help here for what's to come. Because I want to show, ooh, that's a butterfly. That's a butterfly. Yeah, I missed him, didn't I? There we go. Get some more darkness in there. That was too much. There we go. A little in here. There. Just kind of putting in the areas of the shade. Now, there's a lot more over here on this side of her dress. And at this bottom edge. And in there. 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 Take some of this off. There we go. Soften that. Or soften that. Might look like a mess I'm making right now, but it'll all work out in the end.
And the other thing I'm doing is kind of outlining her legs a little bit. Helps to set off the objects. Still darkening some areas that should have shade. Here. I'm not being precious either with my where I'm putting my paint. Ooh, right now you're having a thunderstorm? That's usually what causes our thunderstorm, is having that 95-degree temperature, and then it just builds up. I'll have to I'll be posting some pictures, but you guys got to see the skies that we had the other night. They were like totally scary, that's for sure. So, just picking up a little of that paint there, a little extra. Take that off. There we go. All right. So there we go. I got a good start on Kitty Girl. Floating in the air. I haven't done the back. I'm debating about those curtains. What color they're going to be. I know I want to put gold tassels on them. But I'm going to make this a golden cage. And she's going to have all these translucent pearls all over the place. Like through her hair and stuff. So I'm going to start doing some pencil work on this next. But the paper's too wet still. Paper's too wet to be doing any of that yet. It's now just about 4:30. So I should probably go and get something else started. But before I do that, because View's back, I'm just going to give her a little special look. And this is the page I'm really proud of. Got a few more going in here though. Where to go? That's not it. Is that more at the beginning? You can see I got lots going. There he is. There he is. My blacksmith mouse. So yeah, I really am enjoying this View. So thank you very much again for sending this to me. I am totally blessed. I am blessed more than 10 times for having such great friends, for such a great coloring community. View, you're wonderful. Thank you, Joanne. Yes, Joanne got to see this one in person. Yep. You want to see what I've got going quickly? So I've got a number of pages. So here's the shield page. Pull it over to here and maybe you can see more. This one you didn't get a good look on the... No, you're not a nutcase. You're a lovely lady, and I do want to meet you at one point. So, I'm still working on this one. It's not quite done yet. This one I'm considering done. This one I'm happy with. I've learned a lot, and I do like the way that the colors have come through the window. I'm going to try something else next time. So here we go. You're getting your flip. Now, this will probably be my next one. I had to look and see what this plant is. And this is actually Belladonna Nightshade. And it's very dark purple. So that'll be interesting to work on. But here's the ones I've been working on. I've started all of these with watercolor. Will you be? Oh, good. Good. Come and visit us. So yeah, I've started all of these with watercolor, and then I've added pencils on top. And just having a wonderful time creating the light source, and then going from that and adding things. So here you can kind of see these ones aren't as far along as this, but you can see here, even in this page more, where I've done yellow kind of just in around here, this circle, and then reflecting on the snow, and then yellow on here on these items on this side, and then I did purple all through the dark night sky and behind some of this, and then on this side of the items in the sled. And I've just started to add some brown watercolors for the wooden parts, and green for the fir tree. Similar to this, I did this one with a lot of yellow around the moon and his lantern, and that you can see he's not colored in yet, but just reflecting all of the light inside the building and on the side of the building here, and then these different candles. So that's got a ways to go, but that's my plan. Oh, we'll go to the Remy Art Gallery, which is a beautiful art gallery here, brand new, full of modern art. Pablo Picasso they have lots of Picasso items there. And we'll want to go see Devon. Yep, you will have to do that. So here's one I've just only has got the watercolor base on this one so far. I find it's convenient lately to go and get a whole bunch of stuff kind of in progress, kind of like my twin sister View does. So I got started. Yeah, she's not far. So it'd be kind of like you'd leave Joanne and I, and then you'd be able to see Devon like the next day. So here kind of demonstrated what I was doing was, getting the light source, which is the oven, reflected on the mouse, reflected here and maybe on the loaves of bread, and then dark everywhere else. Kind of did the same thing here. I imagine the light coming from outside in the wheat fields. It's probably early morning, so deep dark inside the town. I'm really having fun. I'm thinking that he has such good artwork that I can really imagine what's happening. Now, I haven't got any ideas for that yet. I think those are all the ones that I've got based so far. And you've seen this one, and I think you saw the pumpkin bar. Yeah, there's nothing there. That's my weather one, my first one where I was doing all that light. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, nice. I like that alleyway. I love that picture. And then you saw that one, and then this one with the scary snake shadow. Though I don't think he's really scared. I think he actually has a plan, which kind of makes me think that it's a trap with that big long rope hanging down there. But yeah, that's all of the ones that I've got started so far. I've been zipping through a number of pages in here and having a great time. But yeah, I'm currently working on this one. And I like the alleyway. I like how I've done the wood. Lots of blues and browns and golds. It's been so much fun. Anyways, it is getting past 4:30 now. I think that we should be going. I hear my cat calling. Yeah. So I'm going to leave you with Kitty Girl. And we're going to see you guys again soon. Are you coming on later tonight, View, or are you just doing some taping? That's okay. We'll catch up with everybody soon. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. If you've never been here before, I'm glad that you stopped to take a look at what I'm doing and, putting up with some of my craziness. We did a little experiment today with stamping on tea bags and then applying Mod Podge to the top. That's like a raincoat now. You'll be live tonight. I'll come and visit you. I don't know if I'll get on, but I'll come and talk anyways. But yeah, that's like a little raincoat now. So those are cool. I wonder if I could probably stretch it if I wanted to, but that would tear the tea bag. So that turned out really good. I like how it turned out in my book. Let's see, we did this. I'll pull it over. It's been sitting for a little while. Let's see how she's doing. Oh, she's doing pretty good actually. Not quite dry, but she'll be stuck down soon. So we did a little tiny quick collage with some stuff I had on my desk in this little photo album that I'd started doing a napkin collage on. And we can continue doing things like that. It's just, that thing folds right there. There we go. So, did that today. And we did some painting in here. I did a good base painting started. We'll get started with pencil on this next time. At the undergarments. Oh yes, I used Mod Podge on that one because it would work. I made a number of them. These are all tea bags that I drank my tea, made my tea, ripped the tags off my chai tea, and then unfolded them, put stamps on them, and then I used this to paint the Mod Podge over top, and then peeled it off. So that was lots of fun. That was a great experiment, and I'm gonna use that for something else. These just happen to be nice size little stamps to take at the time, but you could probably do anything with that on your tea bags. And we did this. So where was I? I'm getting lost again, but thanks everybody for coming by. I'm so glad that you're putting up with me and my silliness, and you keep coming back to visit me. We'll do it again, and we'll see ya around the stream. So take care. I hope you all had a great weekend. Happy 4th of July to my American friends. Happy 1st of July. We're a little late, but to my Canadian friends. And we'll see you all again soon. So thanks and bye now.